Welcome to the second and final PWP World Cup Battle Royal, featuring wrestlers from WWE. We have Dolph Ziggler, Cameron Grimes, Ricochet, LA Knight, Chad Gable, and Pete Dunne, all competing for the final 64th spot. That's coming right up next, but make sure you subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Proverbs YouTube channel down below so you get notified for any future PWP World Cup videos and all of our other videos that we have coming out over the next couple of weeks. We have a lot more YouTube content coming. And also make sure to subscribe to the podcast as well on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. There's a QR code at the end of the video, or you can hit the link tree in the description to find whatever podcast service you like to listen to. All right, Anthony Logan back here on Friday Night SmackDown live from San Jose, California. And it's not Bush, it's Pete Dunne coming down the ring for the first entrant of the WWE Battle Royal for that final spot in the prestigious World Cup.
You might think it's weird, WWE gets 13, but I mean, it is World Wrestling Entertainment. They are still the mecca of wrestling. And we talked about it with the last Battle Royal. We probably could have done a World Cup with just WWE and AEW. To be honest, probably could have done one with just WWE. Wouldn't have been as good. But they've got the talent there. That's these 6 men. They're fighting that 13th spot, that prestigious, and as of right now, the 64th spot. As we just saw Eddie Kingston with a dominant display in the AEW qualifying Battle Royal.
That's the final spot. And for any AEW fans out there that might be a little upset that AEW only gets 12 and WWE gets 13, AEW Ring of Honor is included as their own, and they're owned by AEW. So technically, AEW Ring of Honor has what, like 19 participants total?
Oh,
that is the lion's share.
Here is, whether he's Shorty G or Chad Gable, probably one of the best pure wrestlers in sports entertainment or pro wrestling. He's one of those that technically could go far in the tournament. He was a tag team competitor with Jason Jordan. Now he's won it again with Otis. He had that run with Bobby Roode. So he's had his fair share of random partners.
I said the same thing about Eddie Kingston in the last Battle Royal. If I was a contestant in the World Cup here, I would not want to go one-on-one with Chad Gable.
Oh, baby. Cameron Grimes. There's just something about him. He's got it. And he kind of seems like he's one of those that'll take anything that's given to him. I mean, I didn't think stock and the millionaire thing would work, but here we are. He's one of the few from NXT 2.0 that still has a spot within the company.
One of these sole bright spots of NXT 2.0.
Yeah, I did it with the last Battle Royal. I think this one, I think Cameron Grimes has the best shot of winning. Do I feel he is my favorite? He is my one that I want to win? No. And after, knowing me all these years, and knowing my wrestling interest, you should know who I want to win. It's someone that I've complained that I can't get a t-shirt of because they don't make any that aren't fucking ridiculous. I don't want one that says stealing the show and your girlfriend. Before he comes out though, Ricochet, who recently has been teaming with Braun Strowman in WWE's most recent attempt to have a big little tag team.
Too bad for Ricochet having to team up with that fucking moron.
Ricochet really is perfect for the World Cup because of his battles in Japan, his battles in Mexico, here in WWE. I mean, he wasn't just Ricochet, he was also Prince Puma. who was the face of Lucha Underground for a long time. I mean, if Ricochet won, I wouldn't complain. I'd like to see him mix it up with, Rob Van Dam, Pentagon Jr., even some WWE people like that he hasn't got to work with a whole lot, like AJ Styles. Maybe this is the boom that Ricochet needs. Finally get out of the mid-card to stop drowning.
If Ricochet can go on and make a deep run here in the World Cup, when he comes back to WWE, how do they deny him then? This is a great career opportunity for Ricochet. And speaking of opportunities, you never had the opportunity to get one of his shirts because they all fucking suck.
Here he is. Yeah, I mean, even with Bobby Roode when they were the Dirty Dogs, like, I don't want a shirt that says I'm a dirty dog. Like, no. But Dolph Ziggler, I mean, it seems like the internet can't get behind him. But recently on Monday Night Raw, Mustafa Ali got in his face and asked why he was in the Elimination Chamber qualifier. And he said, "I don't book it, kid. I'm just here." And I think that's kind of how his career's been. If I had to have a comparison to Dolph Ziggler, he's probably this generation's X-Pac, whether that's good or bad. Because, I mean, tag teams, singles, against giants, against cruiserweights, he can go out there and steal the show. He is my pick for this one. My pick last time didn't do too well. Now, this right here was one of the last-minute additions to this Battle Royal. When we first were coming up with this, first discussing it, pretty sure he was just shedding the skin of the Maximum Male Models. And who knows what would have happened if he would have been stuck with that awful gimmick. Now, LA Knight, coming off the Pitch Black match with Bray Wyatt, looking to really come into his own. I've seen comparisons to The Rock. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, he's got the look, he's got the mic skills, and he's got the in-ring work, but, turn him to Dwayne already? Maybe if he wins the World Cup.
That would be electrifying.
Do you have a favorite in this one?
I think I'm going to root for my man Ricochet. I always loved Ricochet. I think that, like you said, the matchups that could be created with him just being in the tournament, making it to the round of 32, can get past the tag team stage. It'd be great to see. I know he'll put on great matches for us.
The dream one-on-one match looking at this Battle Royal would be if Chad Gable won here, got through the tag team, and then ended up having a one-on-one match with Josh Alexander.
Oh, wow.
I mean, to even say to that, the amateur styles of both, I mean, they'd wrestle circles around each other. Now, interesting to note here, as I'm looking in the ring, Dolph Ziggler, the only true former world champion in the WWE scope. Now, Pete Dunne did win the NXT UK strap, and looking around here, LA Knight was an Impact World Champion under the name Eli Drake. Dolph Ziggler. It's also funny how you look at it and you think you consider Dolph Ziggler older, a veteran, because how long he's been around.
Yeah.
But I mean, LA Knight and Eli Drake has had an extended career. As I said, Ricochet was the face of Lucha Underground as Prince Puma. And that was a show that was on before, either right before or right when we were getting into college.
Oh,
and he's gone. Okay.
My favorite is the first one out. So.
Oh no, and now mine's getting double teamed. Could you imagine having Pete Dunne and Chad Gable kick your ass? Chad Gable was taking Dolph to school. Now, fun fact, and I know you've saw it when we've played these games, I would always put Dolph Ziggler and Chad Gable together as my current version of the old wrestling stable, the Varsity Club.
Yep.
Because I think what a lot of people forget is that Dolph Ziggler does have that, I believe it's Kent State record for pins.
I think so, yeah. I keep wanting to say Minnesota because I feel like a bunch of wrestlers from Minnesota came on to become WWE wrestlers. Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, and Chad Gable.
Gable! Dolph Ziggler, you're going to make me proud here?
I think Dolph Ziggler got that spark back.
He's doing this for Bobby. I know Bobby Rudolph healing that neck of his. Oh, I would say, as we say that, watch Dolph get thrown out. But, I mean, for a Final Four, I mean, this is just an eclectic mix as AEW's was. Cameron Grimes, more or less a cruiserweight. Kind of always been in the mid-card. He had the heavyweight chances in NXT, but never really reached that mountaintop. LA Knight's career in WWE has kind of been stagnant up until the Bray Wyatt feud, but he did do well in TNA and the NWA. Pete Dunne, I mean, except for the beginning of being Butch, he's always... I've seen comparisons to Benoit and the Dynamite Kid in the ring, not outside of it. And then, of course, Dolph Ziggler, who I've already talked enough about. Out of these four, not really safe teaming or facing any of them. Be interesting if Pete Dunne were to win, and then by random selection, if he got paired with his Brawlin' Brutes pal Sheamus.
It'd be interesting to see once we get into the tag team stage how many wrestlers get team paired up with other wrestlers from their current promotion. And how many would be have to reach across the aisle, so to speak, try to team up with somebody they might not necessarily have seen or even wrestled with in years.
Yeah, I mean, you figure for former tag team champions, or just dominating tag teams in general, I mean, Pentagon and Phoenix could team up, FTR, Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio, The North, Moxley and Rollins, Omega and Ibushi, Page and Omega, the Banger Bros, and then Tonga of the original Bullet Club, and then even Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. There's a lot that could happen. There's also dream matchups. I mean, Rey Mysterio and Pentagon Jr., Muda and Shinsuke. A lot could happen. And then you've got these kind of the unknown variables with Eddie Kingston, whoever wins this match. I mean, as you're kind of preparing, those are two that weren't guaranteed a spot, so now you kind of have to fit them into your game plan. Cameron Grimes just seemed to be the MVP of this match so far.
Yeah, he hasn't really been taking any
Dolph.
damage. Dolph might be out of here. And Dolph is gone.
Dolph.
Both of our favorites have been eliminated. It's now down to NXT stalwarts here.
Yeah.
Pete Dunne, Butch, Cameron Grimes, LA Knight. Cameron Grimes taunting to the crowd. And that might cost him.
LA Knight he's going after everybody.
Cameron Grimes wants to taunt some more. And the same thing's going to happen again. LA Knight's going to come over and beat his ass.
I'm going to take a note from one of my favorite commentators, Jerry Lawler, and I'm going to switch my pick. LA Knight.
He's going to win. This is my pick to win right here.
Uh-oh. He gets Pete Dunne out of here. I think he would be my pick to win. I'd like to compare Pete Dunne to the Tasmanian Devil, the one from Looney Tunes. He's just... Oh, and just like that, though, he is down. As we learned with the AEW Battle Royal, I mean, just because you're down doesn't mean you're out.
You'd rather be flat back on the mat than being thrown over the top rope that Cameron Grimes might be experiencing here shortly.
I believe LA Knight has now hit each of the competitors with his finisher. I think, only a couple minutes ago, we were talking about how Cameron Grimes was the MVP. Not now.
Says how quickly the tides can turn here in the battle royal.
Uh-oh. LA Knight with some innovative offense this match.
Throwing haymakers. Cameron Grimes is back up finally.
Do what he does. Oh, he's helping LA. Never mind. I believe that's what we call in the wrestling industry a goof. Cameron Grimes was making LA Knight thinking he was going to attack Pete Dunne.
Just a goof and a gaff. You know, that's this kind of guy Cameron Grimes
Oh,
is.
no. Oh, no.
LA Knight is gone.
All right, Cameron Grimes is my pick to win.
Let's see if the curse of Logan will carry on to Cameron.
It's funny. Technically, Cameron Grimes is the only representative from NXT. We didn't have Braun Breaker in this. We don't have AC in this. We don't have Waller in this. Cameron Grimes is the one and only, and it's looking like he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Cameron Grimes, the winner in the final spot in the Pro Wrestling Proverbs World Cup. Logan's curse does not affect him at all.
Looks like WWE has 12 and NXT has 1.
So that brings our final WWE roster participants to be AJ Styles, Sheamus, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kofi Kingston, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Cameron Mother Effin Grimes. And, so that's going to be it for this video. Next week we will have our tag team selections in the first round of the tag team matchups live from the PWP World Cup arena. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next in the PWP World Cup.